was saying was that the 1200, you just have that power with that particular one. You can have the Sportster 883 from Harley Davidson, but it's just not enough power, not enough torque.
¿Qué diga a mí?
No, I'm all Gucci, man. I just ate so much food.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. They have the kit for the engine, and then they convert it, I think, to either 15 or 1200. I don't remember exactly. When they do that, right, it's got a lot of power, but because it's a lighter bike, it's much harder to control. You know what I mean? Because it's super light. So back in the day when we did valet, the boys would come in there with the bikes, right? There was like a group of friends that would come in, and one of them had this particular one because all the other ones had the bigger bikes, and it was like, he bought this smaller bike, and he's like couldn't keep up.
Valet bikes?
No, they were just cool as shit. We would just give him a front spot up front, and one of them would tip for everyone.
At one point, didn't you guys did, right?
No, we never parked bikes. Anytime bikes would come in, and they'd be like, hey, and every time we'd be like, yo, bro, no problem. I can give you one of my front spots, but these are the spots that make me money. Or you can just grab a spot further down the road. It's up to you what you want to do. Right. And then we usually take that one spot. They'll put like 5, 6, 7 bikes in there. Right. And somebody always would tip. You know what I mean? And then they would just kind of rotate hands, right? So.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to start pulling up to places on my bike. That way they can't park it.
Yeah, you're going to have to like give them money though. Like, to park it up front. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, what, $10?
No, I mean, if you're taking a full spot, yeah, but if you're gonna be like in between, if you're gonna be between the cars, like how sometimes between the cars you have like hella space. If you're gonna take that, then $5 will take care of it, Or you bring it up close to them, like the valet stand is like, yeah, bro, I want to park my bike close to the valet stand. Here's a couple of bucks.
If you really think about it, you're saving yourself a whole entire walk or a trip. And
and it's right up front.
$5. You're just paying a fucking fee. What's $5 nowadays, dude? You can't even fucking get a lollipop with $5 nowadays.
Yeah, and here's another thing. If you wanna be super cool, you tell the valet guy, bro, don't give me a ticket. Save that money. Save that ticket. I'm gonna give you money anyway. Here's the money. Save that ticket. You'll make extra money on that ticket later down the road. So the valets usually appreciate that shit. You know what I mean?
What do you mean by ticket? I don't know how the valet system. What do you mean by save the ticket?
So when you park a car, you hand a person a ticket. So when they come back, they claim that ticket, right? Mm-hmm. A lot of times what I'll do if I'm going to valet, I tell them, hey, listen, I don't need a ticket. Here's my key. I don't need a ticket. When I come by, I'm going to tell you it's the Lexus. I'll make sure it's you, right? Even if your friend is only your friend there, I'll make sure you come back and I'll tell you it's the Lexus. I'm still going to pay you. Just don't give me the ticket, right? They appreciate that because they take a car, they park it, but they don't use the ticket, which means there's one less ticket at the end of the night that they have to claim and pay for to the company, especially if it's a fee charge, right? Okay. Because on the back end, a lot of times you don't realize is if there's a fee charged per car, the company collects that fee. The valet guys don't get to keep it, right? Or a lot of times if it's free, every time they give out a ticket, they have to pay some sort of nominal amount, whether it's $1, $2, $3, right? Out of their tips to the company because they use that ticket. But you tell them, hey, don't give me the ticket. Now they save that money, so they usually are pretty cool about it.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
So yesterday there was a few different little events that happened here in Tampa Bay area.
Define events.
Basically, so start off with St. Petersburg Pier. Apparently there was a fight and 3 teens were arrested and 150 people kicked off the pier.
Kicked off the pier?
Yeah.
150? Why 150?
Well, good thing I didn't take that day to the pier.
But I guess it created like a whole ruckus, and everyone that was even, I guess, probably nearby.
Oh shit!
Or
Read this one a little bit.
This is a different one, yeah. This is 2 brothers were killed and
2 brothers were arrested after Pinellas shooting killed sister on Christmas Eve. So these brothers fought each other, pulled guns, and shot their own sister.
2 brothers, 14 and 15, faced murder charges after an argument over who was getting more presents led to shooting that killed their sister. A mother of 2 on Christmas Eve. Pinellas County Sheriff Bob
Gautier.
What you said the family spat began Sunday during a shopping trip in Largo when the family returned to the home of the boy's grandmother in the 2300 block of 22nd Avenue Southwest. The teens were still arguing. Standing in the kitchen, DeMarcus Coley, 14, pulled out a .40 caliber semi-automatic handgun and aimed at his brother, 15-year-old Dragus Coley, threatening to shoot him in the head. What the hell? Jesus. The teen's uncle separated the boys, telling DeMarcus to step outside. They said the neighbor's outdoor camera captured audio of their sister Abrielle Baldwin, 23, as she tried to intervene. You all need to leave that stuff alone. Why are you trying to start it? It's Christmas, Baldwin told her younger brother. And about 1:45 p.m., DeMarcus yelled threats at Baldwin and then shot her in the chest. Shit. The round went through her left arm before puncturing her lungs. At the time, Baldwin was holding her 10-month-old baby who was not injured. No way.
Damn, so you shot the woman just holding her child too?
I mean, not only the woman, you shot your sister holding your
baby,
your
right?
niece or nephew. Dracus ran outside screaming. So damn. So because of presents, what does this have to do anything? Like, whose mom was getting what?
Wait, what do you?
Wait. Keep going down.
They said that this was arguing about presents.
8 seconds after the fatal shot rang out, Dracus fired a round at his brother with his own .45 caliber pistol.
Gualtieri said the 15-year-old threw his gun in a neighbor's yard and ran to a relative's home in Clearwater, where deputies later arrested him. Gualtieri said Darkus made statements about self-harm and was taken to a mental health facility. Baldwin was taken to Largo Medical Center where she died. She was also the mother of a 6-year-old boy. DeMarcus was taken to a hospital where he underwent surgery. Gualtieri said later will be moved to juvenile detention center. This is what happens when you've got young delinquents and they carry guns. Gualtieri told reporters they get upset, they don't know how to handle stuff, so they just pick up their guns and start shooting at each other. DeMarcus Coley is charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and being minor in possession of a firearm. Darkus Coley is charged with attempted first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence. The Pinellas Pasco State Attorney Office is reviewing the case and deciding whether to charge either as an adult. Gualtieri said because of the serious nature of the crime, the Times is naming the juvenile suspects. Family members told investigators the two boys routinely carried guns. Wait, what? Who just lets people just... Oh, okay. Investigators are trying to determine if the gun DeMarcus used was stolen. Deputies have not recovered Darkus' handgun. Gualtieri said he feared someone else took it before deputies could find it. And the sad part is, I think it's going to be used in another crime, he said. DeMarcus' arrest history dates back to when he was 12. He previously has been charged with vehicle theft, battery on a school employee, and battery on a law enforcement officer.
Shit.
Gualtieri said he said both brothers were arrested in May for multiple car burglaries and both previous juvenile charges for being a minor in possession of a firearm. Well, I think that's enough on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you noticed throughout this entire article, there's nowhere mentioning of a father? So...
I mean, that's a far stretch. Yeah, that's a far assumption you're trying to make. I mean, I get where you're trying to link this, but
Well, wait a minute. They mentioned the uncle, they mentioned the mom, they mentioned the sister, but there's nowhere to be a father.
I mean, who knows? Maybe he wasn't involved in the situation. He probably wasn't at the house, or he could be what you're trying to maybe assume. I don't know.
Dude, I just fucking...
Who just... I mean, they were routinely carrying guns throughout their childhood. But why would they allow that, consciously knowing that they routinely carried guns?
I mean, the mother probably didn't know, or the uncles maybe didn't know until the guns were pulled. And then...
But they routinely carry guns, so they knew.
Maybe not.
They're probably part of the game, you know. They're probably selling. They had to carry a gun because they're part of this life, you know.
Thug life.
Just imagine shooting your brother, though, or sister. Like, you know, that's absolutely crazy. And they said it was arguing about presents.
You know, who's going to get more presents?
You're not even working at that point. You don't even know the value of presents either.
I don't know, man.
And then there was another shooting as well, somewhere nearby. Let me see.
What's that one? Pull that one up.
Oh, so that's the kids on the pier.
What's this? Argument over presents on Christmas Eve leaves one dead, one injured.
So that's
Again.
the same.
Oh, that's the same one?
That's the same story.
I might have reposted the same one over again.
The marriage advice I wish I would have had before my beautiful wife. Oh, this one seems interesting.
I think this is gonna be one of those articles where we roast the person who made it.
Yeah. Let's read the articles on these. Go up. Your Tango been putting out some shit articles lately, so let's see who's written by.
This is written by Higher Perspective.
It's probably another place.
And it's a partner. So they have 159 articles. Reputable source? Probably not.
Probably not.
Here are 9 pieces of marriage advice a divorced man wishes he had followed. Choose love. In the end, this is the only advice you need. If this is the guiding principle through which all your choices are governed, there's nothing that will threaten the happiness of your marriage. Love will always endure.
What a cute way to say it. Don't
Choose
marry
love from
someone you
or like
like.
choose love on your side or choose love on her side to you.
I mean,
I think you're making it too complicated, Jay. Of course, choose someone you like. I mean, I think what it means there is like, don't force yourself into some situation because like your family likes this person or because of something else.
Well, I think your family will be a better judge of character than you would ever be.
Yeah, Jay, and you're gonna sleep with and love and act like you love someone you don't, and have a family with someone you don't love, and this and all these things because your family thinks so.
No, but see, here's the thing. Like, a lot of times you don't see things, but your family does see them. Like, a lot of times you don't realize, like, your family is actually right. They'll notice things, like, about the person that you're with, and they'll say, well, okay, this is good and this is bad. And majority of the times I think they're correct because they have more life experience. You know what I mean? I would just think that way. But anyway.
Number 2, don't stress about money.
Yeah, right.
Money's a game. Find ways to work together as a team to win it. It never helps when teammates fight. In fact, money is one of the big reasons couples divorce. Figure out ways to leverage both people's strengths to win, and don't let your financial worries distract from
the number one reason they divorce is called what's called a irreconcilable differences, right? And this is what's called a no-fault divorce. So no-fault divorce was introduced not long ago. It was introduced in like the end of 2000, right? Basically, divorces actually, once they introduced that, divorces skyrocketed. Before, you had to have like a legit excuse, such as she cheated, he cheated, now I'll get a divorce, right? Like something like that. But now there was a no-fault divorce. Why do you want to get a divorce? Well, we just do. You know what I mean? And majority of the time, it's the reconcilable differences. And then the second and third kind of fluctuates up and down. Some articles will say it's infidelity. Some articles will say it's something else, right? Mm-hmm. But you could reconcile the differences. But then the specifically money and cheating, flip-flop, right? But yeah, so no, I don't know, man.
Stress about money is, I mean, you're gonna have to do that no matter what, unless you are completely set.
I think as a guy, you're on borrowed time if you're not making enough money. I think, some relationships will get 3 months, some relationships 6 months, some relationships you get 2-3 years. But you're on borrowed time. As a guy, you do need to provide. You do need to be that person that brings the resources home, right? Otherwise, girls don't really like being the breadwinners, overall, generally.
They don't feel like they're the ones that have to lead, basically, in a way.
Yes. Don't get me wrong. Girls love working, making money, and being part of your life as you earn, and they can contribute because it makes them feel good, right? Like, just like it makes us feel good, same way it makes them feel good. But they don't like to be like the main, main provider.
Yeah, they're not good at decision making.
Always grow together. Now, I don't go read this before.
The stagnant pond breeds malaria, and the flowing stream is always fresh and cool. Atrophy is a natural process when you stop working a muscle, just as if you stop working on your relationship. Find common goals, dream and visions to work towards. Continue your journey together, growing into better people along the way.
Okay, so it's better than what I thought it is, because when they're talking about continually grow, I think what happens is when we guys meet a girl, we don't want them ever to change. We want them to stay exactly the way they are, the way we met them. But when the girls meet us, they want us to change, right? And I think what happens, but the opposite happens. Men never change and women do. You know what I mean?
Do you think women want us to change, or we change around the woman?
No, women want us to change. What happens, they'll meet you the way you are, they'll like you the way you are, and they'll start a relationship with you. But then you'll have like little annoying traits that they want you to change. They have these annoying traits about you that they want you to change. But then they don't realize that these... They don't realize that these annoying traits is part of what attracted them to you, right? So I think the change, unless the change is like a personal growth and you're changing as a person, meaning you're becoming a better person and like you're making more money and you're becoming more intelligent and more rounded person. But as far as like, changing a character trait.
I can see it. I can see Kirk Hammett.
With Eddie, yeah, longer hair.
Yeah, I can see it.
I think that the whole growing thing.
If it's personal development, I agree. Personal development, I agree.
It can be all things all around, like random little things. Like, I don't know, like I feel like after a long time, people just pick up on each other's habits and sometimes like adapt to one or the other.
Yeah, now
That happens.
that's gonna happen. Yeah, like there are some habits that you cannot break. Like these are the things that they do, and they're gonna continue to do it, right? I think you need to find a person, and then see what are their like proverbial red flags are, and then see if you can deal with these red flags. If you can deal with these red flags, then that's the person for you. But if you cannot deal with certain red flags, let's say they chew loud, right? Like some people have that. They chew loud. You cannot teach them not to chew loud. It's just constantly going to get fucking annoying for you, right?
You can't teach them, but you can tell them.
You can tell them once or twice, but if they're used to chewing loud, and making that smacking sound.
It all depends on what how the conversation goes. If it's like, babe, you're like, oh, chew with your mouth open or whatever it may be.
Yeah,
like,
I usually be like, don't be a cow.
Don't be a cow. No, like you have a conversation. If the person's like, I don't care, that's how I chew, and I don't care to have manners, basically, like that, you're not gonna fix.
Yeah, you can fix that shit.
You can't fix that. But if they're like, oh, okay, I understand, and I would like for you to help me, like if when I'm doing it, point it out or whatever, so I can fix the habit. That's a different thing. Then, what bring it up.
Bothers the shit out of me? It's not the loud chewing. It's when people eat and when they eating. Because sometimes you're so fucking hungry that you just want to eat food, and when you're eating, you're like, like it just bothers the shit out of me. It's like, yeah, calm down, bro, calm down.
That's me when I get chaufa in front of me.
Yeah, you know what I mean. It's like, yo, calm down. It's all good.
He said he doesn't like your red pants.
He doesn't like my red pants?
I don't know why he doesn't like your red
But they
pants.
match my shoes, Ozzy. You like the shoes? He matches my shoes.
Shoes for Christmas. We got some nice stuff for Christmas this year.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the stuff that we got for Christmas. So it was so funny because we're all kind of in cahoots, and we're like, give Eddie his present last, right? So these people are going, like giving presents, and everybody's giving a present to Eddie. But these presents are just like the most random and dumb shit you can possibly imagine. Like, for example, one of his presents from
they weren't really. I mean,
they weren't stupid.
There was
they were
one of them was a little stupid.
Yeah,
the cards.
The two of them were stupid.
The cards were a little stupid, and then the I don't know thing.
Yeah, so it was like a little metal, like little wooden card that said.
It's a metal tin. It's a metal tin that is shaped like a PlayStation 2, and it kind of has like the button, like what looks like the buttons on it, and it's like a set of PlayStation playing cards, like a deck of cards, and then the one that Emily gave you, it was like a little wooden plaque, which make no sense if you don't. I'm using it as a coaster, is what I have it in my room.
Yeah, but if it doesn't make sense at first, right? Because it says, I don't know, whatever gift, this is exactly what you needed.
Yeah.
Right, but if you take that, it's got a little cutout in the middle. If you put the watch in the middle, that's exactly what you wanted.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So that was kind of cool gift in a sense, but you didn't know what the hell is going on.
I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so he's getting these like dumb gifts, and one of the gifts that she gave him was like a box. It was a wrapped paper. He opens the paper. There's a box inside. He opens the box. There's another wrapped paper. There's like 5 or 6 boxes, and then he pulls out this like $20 watch that was inside it, right?
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I actually really like that watch.
It's a good watch. It's a good watch.
I really like that watch. I was gonna almost buy it myself when I was ordering a different one the other day with the gift card I had.
Yeah. But then they pulled it out and gave him the gift, and I think I saw a little tear come down his cheek. Yeah.
No, it was nice.
Yeah,
I really like it. It's
cool.
just phenomenal. So yeah, they messed with me. Basically, the night started off. They started doing gifts and stuff, and I think like your mom or your aunt, someone went first. We had like the older women go first, and then I think like Lynette went, and then my girlfriend. And like Lynette gives me the deck of cards, and I'm like, okay, this is a weird one.
Arthur gives you the deck of cards and goes, this deck of cards to go along with that little Casio bullshit watch that you bought, you know?
The Nintendo watch.
Yeah.
And my mom gives me like a toothbrush.
Yeah, he pulls out a toothbrush. He goes, a toothbrush?
Like an electric toothbrush. I'm like, I don't need another. I already have a nice one.
Yeah.
And then it was just weird, man. They were all giving me random gifts. And then at the very end, they give me like the whole box inside of a box, inside of a box, inside of a box.
Yeah, they did that on mine. Not fucking original at all.
No, this is like the third time Emily's done it to me. I think she needs to find something a little different. And so...
Oh, hey, Ozzy, they're not red. They're orange.
They do look pretty orange.
Oh, by the way, guys, like, subscribe, Vitality in the chat. You know the drill. By the way, proprietor of Vitality and biggest sponsor we've ever had is also in the chat. Ask him questions if you want. He's always happy to talk about any of the modalities or anything like that. So definitely throw some questions in there. Yeah.
What was I talking about again? The
The
watch.
little card,
The
and then
card.
the box, and then the box, the box.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So they gave me like a little thing, a little coaster. I think it's like meant to be a coaster, but basically it says exactly what you asked for. I don't know, or something like that, and it has like a hole in the middle of this like wooden little plaque. They were just messing with me all over for no reason.
And you could see, like, with every gift he got and opened, he would get like a little bit more disappointed and a little more disappointed.
No, I mean not really disappointed.
Because everybody getting like, everyone was getting cool gifts. Like, you know, my first couple of gifts, I knew exactly what I was getting because I bought them.
Right.
I bought them myself. But then the gifts that I got, I didn't know, and they were really actually gifts that I wanted.
Yeah.
And somehow people found out, like, that's what. And I didn't, like, people that found out. Like Lynette asked, your sister asked, my brother asked, and I told them about it. And I was kind of expecting from them, but I definitely didn't expect that coming from your dad and your mom.
Right.
You know what I mean? And you and Emily, you know. Emily bust out like the shirts that I really like, which were fucking amazing. Like I only wear those shirts.
Right.
Like, it was like actual gifts that I use all the time, you know. So
Yeah, I liked your reaction to the cologne. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Because you were not expecting that.
I would not expecting that, bro. I was
Yeah.
expecting, because I send her a couple of colognes. I said, these are I like, but then I send her like, don't buy those. Here are the cheap ones. Buy those, right? And when I opened that one, I was like, holy shit. Like, I've been eyeing this one for like years, you know what I mean? I would never pull the trigger on it. So it was really cool, you know.
But yeah,
I really
Which one did
enjoyed
you
it.
end up getting?
So it's called Black Afghano, and
Okay.
it's which is the funny part is the main notes in this specific
Black
cologne.
Afghano?
Yeah,
Like
the,
Afghanistan?
yeah. The main notes, if you do Black Afghano, do Black
Yo,
Afghano.
that is a fucked up
And
name.
wait, Black Afghano and Fragrantico. They're the second one. Yeah, click on that, and then keep going down a little bit down. Keep going down. Right there. Main notes of it is actually cannabis.
Oh, really? It smells
Yeah.
like cannabis?
It smells like cannabis, yeah, and it smells very woodsy, very like tobacco-y. You know what I mean? It's a very like sophisticated smell. Not everyone likes it, you know, because
So
it
it does have a little bit of wood. I do enjoy a little bit of woody, especially for those like nighttime occasions.
Mm-hmm.
See, I'm not a fan of any of the woody smelling
Yeah.
ones. Not really.
I like these because these are very good winter smells. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But I'll fucking.
Now that I have a nice and sizable collection, I can kind of think about, what's today's day gonna be like?
Yeah,
Is it gonna be a fresh day? Is it gonna be a romantic day? Is it gonna be?
So-
What I really like about wearing new colognes is you can kind of almost smell them for a little longer when you first get them, when you first put them on, because you're really not used to the scent whatsoever.
The one I have, the Thomas Cosmal one that I bought, Thomas Cosmal number 4. The only time I smell it since day one is when I spray. That very first spray, I smelled. After that, I do not. But then as I walk, people are like, holy shit, what are you wearing? It just projects, and they smell me like from fucking feet away. I don't. I think that there's nothing on me, but they smell it.
There's times I come in here because of all of us wearing cologne, and I come in here the day after to grab like my headphones or something, and I'll smell cologne in here still.
Yeah.
This room always smells like cologne.
Yeah. Because
That's a good thing. At least it doesn't smell like shit.
Oh shit! Damn, I still haven't cleaned out the detergent that fell in the closet.
Well, good.
Oh,
It's gonna
shit.
smell good. So let's talk about Eddie's watch. So I did a little bit of a deep diving because why I did that, because I like how thin that watch is.
Yeah, it's very
It's
nice.
super thin.
So
and
this is why they were messing with me.
yeah.
This is why they decided to fuck with me and give me all of these gifts, because they were all very thoughtful and decided to get me this. This is something I've been looking at for a long, long time.
Mm-hmm.
Show it again real quick.
Yeah. So
Zoom in a little bit.
show the profile from the side. Show the profile. It's super thin. It's automatic. And the cool part about this is, I did a little bit of a diving into
Kinda
it.
clear case back.
So the whole watch, I think, is only 10.5 millimeters long. I mean, the height of it, thickness, which makes it super thin, right? Like, it's one of the thinner watches. Any of the Seikos, any of the 2-doors Rolexes, they're more than 11.
Yeah, so that's something I actually started to notice I really like about watches, is when they're nice and low profile.
Nice and profile.
Like, that's something I really like about those little Casios, is how thin and
Thin,
slim they sit on your wrist. Yeah, they kind of look like a toy, but I like them.
So I started looking into it, like into sizes.
Yeah.
The ones that get smaller than that are the ones that are like in a 10,000 range.
Right.
Nothing really comes close to the size of that or lower until it's like 10,000
Really?
and plus. And another cool thing is the watch is a modified version of a
ETA movement. Yeah.
And ETA movement is basically the workhorse of like Swiss watchmaking, right? And to buy that, like if you want to buy that movement by itself, let's say you need to replace it within a watch, it's $250, $300 to buy just the movement by itself. So it gives you an idea how much value they packed in a watch and at the price point that you got it.
I don't know if I could argue to say it's better, but it's actually has more features in the sense where I don't think that the normal ETA movement is windable as well. I think it's just the
it's a modified, so I don't know. I didn't.
It's in house, like it's based on ETA movement, but it's in house with Tissot, and they actually as well as its power reserve is 80 hours, which you're not getting that much.
That's the modification, correct? They're usually about 45 hours. So that I looked into it and I was like, holy shit! Because the only other thing that you can buy within that price range is Hamilton khaki. And I don't think Hamilton khaki comes even close to the actual look of the watch. From the outside.
Nowhere near. I mean, Hamilton khaki is it's a field watch. It's a military watch. You know, it was originally made for the British military back in the day. It's a really cool watch. It has its like story.
It has its own charm and whatever.
Yeah, it has its own history behind it. I actually would get a field, but they're pretty expensive for what they are. Right.
That's what I'm saying. And then, you know, you look at this price point. This is actually a larger watch. It's integrated bracelet. It's probably one of the most comfortable bracelets I've put on my hand because it just kind of hugs your hand. I really like it, and
the finishing on the movement isn't too shabby, if I must say. Like the clear case back,
nice. Yeah,
it's nice to look at. Emily was showing me. She's like, Jay told me to make sure to look up all these numbers to make sure it was real and this and that. So it'd be like 100%.
Yeah.
And she was showing me where like this little number is like tucked in on this little plate on the top, and I was like, you had to check that? She's like, yep, I checked all that shit.
I went online. I took pictures of screenshots and then highlighted exactly what numbers to look for when she's there.
I'm really liking the butterfly clasp.
Yeah,
butterfly clasp is super.
It is, and it's super easy to remove. So what?
Yeah.
Patek Philippe, the Nautilus that they have, they switched for 2023 to a butterfly clasp.
Oh, really?
Before that, it was you had to like peel it off with your fingers, and a lot of times they're so tight that it feels like you're ripping your nail off.
I think that's what AP uses as well as the butterfly.
Yep. Yeah, it's super nice watch. I mean, the next watch that will look...
I might be wrong.
The watches that would look like that, back in the day, Omega made one, and it was full gold.
This is actually an homage to a watch that Tissot made back in the 70s. It wasn't called the PRX. It was called something else, but let me see if I can find it. It looks basically exactly the same. They just recently...
That's when, Audemars Piguet came around. That's when Vacheron came around. So they had to, like, compete, right? And they're bringing it back again because Audemars and Vacheron Constantin, they're still in a market, and they're highly sought after watches, right? So just to give you an idea, Audemars Piguet watch that's usually $22,000. They have the super thin $22,000. Is about the size of Eddie's watch. Looks pretty similar. Good luck finding it at $22,000. If you look at it right now, it's $60,000 an average price for that watch, right? And it's stainless steel. So I think it's a great value proposition for the watch that you're getting, and pretty cool dial and whatnot,
I mean, I don't think there's any. But I've been like I said, we've been looking at this watch for probably almost a year now, or more than that, talking about it. And when you start doing your research, when it comes to like customer reviews, basically on every single Reddit poll I've ever seen, everyone lists the PRX as the number one watch under $1,000.
Yes. I would agree.
Number one watch under $1,000.
Specifically the gold, because that gold, even the gold color, looks super sophisticated. Even though it's PVD, which means it's coated, right?
Right.
It doesn't matter. It looks like it belongs within the gold watch environment.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, you're going to get a lot more compliments on this watch without people even understanding about the watches.
Right.
They're going to be, that's a cool looking watch. Because people will wear gold watches and then you look at them like, bro, that's definitely fake. You can tell. This one you cannot. It seems to be that
it's funny that I remember I first showed the watch to Rodolfo one time on a picture. I was like, yeah, I like this watch, this and that. And then we went to Macy's one time, and I tried it on, and he's like, man, I really like that watch, too. That shit is nice. I would buy one. He's like, straight up, I would buy one if, the price was nice. He's like, want to haggle him and shit.
Yeah.
I should actually tell him, he can go to that spot over there.
Yeah.
Maybe get him for a good price. But, yeah, like Rodolfo, and I can't remember, maybe Miguel or someone else, I showed the watch to him. Like, damn, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, we went to Macy's, and you tried it out.
I went with you to Macy's before, too, yeah.
I think it's and you know what's the funny part? We're sitting around the table, and he's like, man, I need a nice watch. I'm like, yeah, Eddie, one day you'll get a nice watch.
Yeah, literally. We were talking about it because I think I was wearing the Citizen.
Yeah.
The square Citizen that I found and my dad had, and Yeah, Jay roasted me. He's like, yeah, man, you need to get a nice watch.
Yeah, and then one day, Eddie, one day you'll get a nice watch,
Yeah.
you know.
20 minutes later.
And I left it at that, and you can see him reminiscing about the day that he's gonna get the nice
So
watch.
this man actually made it pretty suspicious because about a month ago he was texting me about like, actually it
It
started
was
off
in your room.
It started off. We were just coming back from Ellington,
Yeah.
and I had saw that Presage and tried it on the GMT and stuff, and you were like, "Oh, send me that one," and I was like, "What?" And it's like, "Yeah, send me that one, the one that you liked." I was like, "Okay." And then we went to I think Tyrone Mall and I think looked at a PRX or whatever, and you were like, "Which one do you like the most?" This and that. Like, if you had to have one, which one would you get? This and that. And I was like, "This man's asking a lot of questions right now."
Yeah, because at one point he was saying, "Oh, this is a nice watch. This is a nice watch," and they're all price points within that range, right? But which one do you really, really like? 'Cause at first it was like, I don't know about the gold so much. You know, I want the blue face. You know that.
Yeah, I didn't.
Blah blah blah.
Really, I wasn't a fan of the gold one.
And then he came
Until
back,
I
he's like,
saw
"Bro,
it
I
in
put the
person."
gold one, and it looks so nice."
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. I saw him
I
in
was like, "All
person.
right, we got it. We got a winner."
Yeah. And Jay really did kind of persuade me into being like, "Yo, check out the gold one, man. Check out the gold one. I think you like that one the most."
Yeah,
and he was right. He was right. And went in because I had tried on one of the like the black face or navy blue face at Macy's, but they didn't have the gold one in Macy's in person. And so when I went to that shop at the same place you guys got it, and I saw it there, and I was like, "Yeah, the gold one's it. The gold one's it. Super nice." And especially since I had started wearing that gold Armani Exchange watch that I had, we started getting used to it.
Bro, I look at it. It's so sleek. It fits
It's
your
perfect.
hand. It fits your hand. You know what I mean?
It's perfect.
It's not too big. It's not too small. It's low profile. It like blends in. You know what I mean?
I figured out. I was looking out. The Vacheron is actually a little smaller than this.
Yes,
37 millimeter.
Yeah, it's a little bit smaller.
A little smaller than this. Yeah.
But talking about watches, I found a watch that I really, really like. Unfortunately, they don't make them anymore.
Okay.
It's a mechanical watch. It's produced by Cartier. It's a tank Cartier, Boucheron, something with a B.
Okay.
And the way it opens, it's really, really, really cool.
Oh, you're talking about the one that
flips.
Yeah, man, I've sent you that thing before.
Yeah.
I think
That one is super nice. Do Cartier tank flip. Yeah,
Yes.
that one.
that first picture.
Yeah, it's super freaking cool. Like that one
Yeah.
right there. It's
Yeah.
super cool. It's slick. It's small. It's small package. And the cool part about this is the movement inside is made by Piaget. It's like a RC6 movement or whatever the hell it is. The only reason it's so thin is because it's mechanical. The only thing that I'm thinking is mechanical, which means I have to wind it every time.
Right.
So it's one of those watches that you have to constantly play with. You can't just like wear it and it just kind of continues doing its thing. But yeah, I think it's a really cool watch.
I didn't know Cartier made some of these like reverso lookalikes.
Is that a Cartier though?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So Cartier made some of these things that basically look like a reverso.
Yeah. So I was looking at the reverses in those, and
Reversos aren't that expensive, man. They're really not that expensive.
8,000 range.
You can get them for cheaper on Chrono. On Chrono, you can get them under $5 in reality.
Yeah.
You might.
Yeah,
get
click
one
on
that's
that.
a
Since
little
we're in
bit more beat
watches,
up.
click on that. We'll get rid of the watch subject out of the way, and then we'll go to a different subject. So these are basically Fratello favorite, the best watches of 2023. So Fratello is very well known within an industry as one of the watch influencers, right? So let's see what they got.
I've never seen this watch.
They
All
got
gold,
a full
all gold GMT. I didn't know
Rolex,
that.
yeah.
This right here looks like what Cuban grandparents or dads are trying to imitate with Invictus.
Yes, because Invicta have been copying them a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, but also think about something, Mickey, that the guy that's wearing this watch right now does not have a very big wrist. This watch is really not as big as it looks.
It's pretty small, yeah.
It's not as big as it looks on that guy's wrist.
Okay.
Like it would look small on my wrist, just to give you an idea.
Well, I mean, you've seen his GMT before, Miguel, right?
Yeah.
That's the same
It's
watch.
Same
It's
size.
the same size, same watch. That's just an all gold GMT. That's really nice, actually.
Yeah, it looks nice. And then there's the two-tone, and then there's, what is this? Is
A
it
tag.
a tag?
Yeah, Carrera chronograph. I like this tag because it has this like vintage look to it. The dial is really nice.
Yeah.
It makes it look old, which I'm a fan of this old look
Yeah.
on this specific watch.
Keep going down. Let's see what we got next. That's the same tag. What is this?
Long jeans.
Longines Legend Diver. I don't know.
Looks like a Seiko to me from the side.
It does, right?
Right? That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, it does. I'm not.
I don't like the bracelet.
Yeah,
I'm not a fan of the bracelet.
This one, okay. This one I like because this is a Piaget.
Okay.
Well, I mean, sorry, this Parmigiani.
Yeah.
This
Parmesan
is
cheese.
yeah. It's a really like.
Oh, it's a minute repeater.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, these are expensive. Like these watches are like in tens of thousands of dollars.
That's very
Chopard,
nice.
is that what that is?
I think so.
Very nice
The
right
Chopard. Hey, you saw the Chopard that
Chopard look,
McGregor was wearing?
Yeah, so
That shit was nice.
Chopard has a bunch of watches. The only line that I really like is the Luc, L-U-C.
Okay.
Luc Chopard, and that's named after I think the creator was, originally that started. Yeah. So that's the only line that has the watches that I like.
Actually, I'll send that picture.
I don't know what the fuck. Go back up. I don't know what you do with that. It's just.
That's an Omega.
It is an Omega, but it's like, bro, it's like.
So is it
man.
Is it a righty watch? Because the lug is the.
It's
the
a diver watch.
I know, but I'm saying, is it for a right-handed person? It's on his left hand.
Yeah.
And the crown is on the other side.
Yeah, I think
Is
that
it a
button is the
right-handed watch?
helium release, because you can go really deep
Ah.
with this. So you probably use that more than you use the other side.
That's maybe why they made
yeah,
it like that.
but it's so fucking big. It reminds me of a damn Invicta. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah.
don't. I don't.
It
I
doesn't
don't know,
look
man.
that big. It doesn't look.
Bro,
as big
that's
as
a
an
big
Invicta.
ass watch.
Did you see the watch Donnie was wearing?
Well, yeah.
Or my in-law?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big watch.
Yeah. This is Grand
Nice little
Seiko.
plain Seiko.
Yeah, those are nice. These are pretty cool as far as the colors go. If you
Not
want
a
a
big
colorful
fan of
watch,
something like this.
is it a Doxa? What the fuck is
Tissot.
this? Tissot. Okay.
Yeah, I think it said go up again.
AP. Yeah.
Yeah, Tissot.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
AP. Is that AP?
Yeah, that's an
Offshore.
Offshore. That's interesting. It's an offshore with the small grid.
That's
Mm.
it.
So look up McGregor's Luchapard watch that he was wearing. It was also McGregor and Ronaldo.
Mm-hmm.
McGregor and Ronaldo. They
Ronaldo
were
had
at
the
the fight.
Hublot.
The Chapard.
He had the rainbow Hublot, and then McGregor had the
The Chapard.
old diamond.
The Chapard. I don't know. I saw some people rating it at like it cost.
That one.
So that Chapard. Yeah, no.
That one right there. This is
No,
similar
it's not
to
that
that.
exact same
It's
one.
similar to that one.
Similar. But so some people were saying it was like around 200 or something, and then I saw one rating that it said, yeah, Chapard makes crazy watches. Yeah, I don't think that's the one he was wearing. Maybe, but
It's
some
similar
people,
to it.
yeah, because that says 2 million. I think the one he was wearing was around 600 grand.
Yeah. So he has definitely a bunch of them, right? So he's,
But Conor McGregor and Ronaldo watch. Because they were sitting together. They took a bunch of pictures.
it came out on social media. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the picture right there. Yep, that's the ones. So
Yeah.
see, he has the Hublot, that's rainbow Hublot on Ronaldo's hand, and then Chopard on McGregor.
Here, click one of those that shows like the watches next to them. I see they
Yeah.
have both of there.
So that's
That's the Chapard he was wearing yesterday.
And then
That's
click on the
really
other one
nice.
on the opposite end. That's Ronaldo's watch. Go up. Yep, that's Ronaldo's
So
watch.
that's actually a full of baguettes, and it's tourbillon. That's Chapard.
Mm-hmm. So I can see it being super expensive.
See, so that says 240. I saw another one that says 630.
Well,
I
then-
believe it might be closer to the 630
Well,
than 240.
I think the original price is 240, but because the exclusivity of it, you gotta pay the 600 price tag.
Right. Maybe that's probably what it is. The retail. And same thing with this Hublot. You're not getting that.
You're
for
not getting it
92.
for $100,000.
Yeah, because that's probably one of their actual really special ones. It's gonna
Yeah, especially how
probably cost
lately
you
that
200.
rainbow look has been it.
Yeah,
You're
and
not getting it.
And it kind of looks like a Richard or a Frank.
Yep.
That's interesting. I say Frank Mueller. So I can't believe you can buy a Frank Mueller Vanguard for $5,000.
Yep.
I did not know that.
You want to hear something crazier? I've seen a Frank Mueller in a local TJ Maxx.
Really?
Yep. It was a $3,000 on local TJ Maxx. It was a most basic Frank Mueller
Yeah,
without any of
Vanguard
the
probably.
stuff. Most basic one, $3,000, bro. And at that time, I was super fucking young. I already knew about watches, but $3,000 was
Right.
like
Was $3,000,
was like
bro.
$3,000 is $3,000. And
Yeah.
my dumb ass ain't affording this, But it was a stainless steel.
You asked about that. They had the layaway, the
Yeah,
financing.
for 3 years or 10 years, whatever. But yeah. Yeah. All right, click on that.
I wonder if Ozzy got his.
Tesla's 4680 battery reportedly slowing Cybertruck production. So this is one of the reasons. So all of my friends that have Cybertrucks have ordered. This is the reason you're not getting your Cybertruck, because apparently the batteries is what's causing the slow production of it, right? However, I also read that NIO, who's a Tesla competitor, came up with a solid state batteries that keep 40% more charge, and everyone has apparently been fighting over that, right? Like the battery technology.
Man, that watch does look good.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's what we have. I have another article of the cheapest cars you can buy as of today. I don't know which one was it. It's probably one of those like, it's probably just a link by itself.
I do have another one there that is stuff to do here for New Year's.
No, that's not it. Yeah, keep going up. Might be another one in there somewhere. Keep going up. No, keep going up. Keep going up. It's when you get two of them. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Go down. Right. Keep going down a little bit more. Right there. See, there's two links. Well, yeah. There you
cheapest
go.
cars.
All right. So Nissan Versa. What do you think, boys? Yay or nay?
So yay, because if you can buy this brand new, it's gonna be something reliable, get you around. You'll have, because it's brand new, you can get that warranty. I don't see why.
I think
not.
it's a great college car.
Right.
Great
right.
college car.
It's a
Like,
very good car to start your
kids
your
on
your journey.
Yeah, like if you're gonna get
Great college car.
not necessarily the, I don't know if I would get my kid a first car brand new.
Yeah. Well, you think they're 16, they're probably going to drive something. And then when they're 18, they go to a nice college, whatever. You give them,
Right.
hey, here's a brand new car. You don't have to worry about it for at least 4 years.
Exactly.
Use it, drive it, just do your oil changes and do your maintenance.
I love that.
It's got a good MPG.
I love that Theo Von joke where he's like, you know why young kids get molested? Because you G them out too early. You give them all these nice things. You fix up their teeth, put some nice braces on them. You fix up the glasses, get them some, instead of some glasses, you get them some contacts. Wait till they're like 20. Wait till they go to college. You know, give them a lump sum. Let them themselves G themselves out.
Go.
So they don't
That's
get
funny.
molested.
Go down. Let's see what we got next on the line. So these are the cars under 20K.
Theoisms.
The Mitsubishi Mirage G4. Now, I don't know how much I trust the Mitsubishi, especially when Nissan Versa just above was at 17,000.
Yeah, I would get the Versa.
I'd go with the Versa then Mirage for
What do
sure.
you guys think about the Lancers? Because back then, I used to love the look of the Lancers.
So,
I don't know, man.
Lancer as the first
Mitsubishi,
car.
they dropped in my eyes because for the 10 years straight, they had the worst cars that I ever produced, bro.
And that's always what I've heard.
Yeah,
about
the
Mitsubishi.
only thing worth getting is when it comes to a Mitsubishi is an Evo.
Yeah.
Or like one they have actually.
Even Evos were not that reliable. They were fast, but
Well,
they're not that reliable.
The engine wasn't amazing.
Engine, yeah.
But what they also do have an older Mitsubishi that is a diesel, turbo diesel SUV. That's pretty nice.
Yeah. Go down. Kia Forte. Yeah.
Kias are killing the market
Bailey
right now.
has one of these, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
I think Bailey has the GT one of this
Yeah.
and everything.
Kia Forte, decent car. You know, again, 100,000 miles. You know, I think it's right up there with the Versa. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hyundais and Kias usually tend to pack a little more stuff
They
in them
try
than
to
their
get more
competition.
technology.
Yeah.
You're right. Hyundais and Kias, they try to
Yeah.
do that at the lower price range more than Nissan.
So I think the $3,000
and
difference
Acura
is
and
probably
Honda
going to
one.
3,000 different price point is going to probably bring you hella additions.
My only thing is I would worry that maybe the Kia is not as reliable as the Nissan.
Could be.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong.
But I think with a 100,000 mile warranty, I think you're pretty good. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
man. If you're getting, by then you're gonna want a new car.
Now this one is pretty impressive gas mileage, 34 and 36, and that's an Elantra, right? And if you get the Elantra GT, that thing slaps. It's fast, you know. Keep going down. Nissan Sentra, another one of their smaller cars.
Yeah.
So Versa is much smaller than any of the Kias or.
But this says starting 22, so in reality, this car's like costing like 30.
Yeah,
because of
so
everything.
Volkswagen Jetta,
Never
man,
buy a
it's like
Volkswagen.
basic white girl car, and everybody gets it for their
Yeah, white
daughters,
girl
and
car.
it's just a dumbass car. I don't know why would people
But it
even buy
works,
it.
you know.
No.
Nah, bro,
doesn't.
it doesn't work. That's the
No,
problem.
it doesn't.
Every I don't know how many times I said this. Every mechanic I've ever talked to says never buy a Volkswagen.
I mean, I wouldn't buy a Volkswagen, but
I've heard this. I've heard this mechanic tell me, he goes, man, when you see the way they engineer stuff, it's like their brain literally thinks like this just needs to work while it rolls out of the door. After that, I don't give a fuck. That's
Sorry,
like their
I can
engineering
definitely see
style.
that. Toyota Corolla. I think
This is a
car
great
choice.
I
This
think
is
this
the
is
one.
it. This is the one. Yeah. Spend a little bit of more money, get a Corolla. That motherfucker's gonna, they're gonna take this shit to grade.
100,000. Yeah, 100,000 ain't shit for that Corolla.
Yeah. 100,000 is just
Mickey
starting to
can
live.
tell you.
Honda Civic, another great car.
Another one.
But
that
at $25,000, I'd
shit.
rather go with a Corolla. You know, sorry.
I don't know actually.
I'd rather go with
So
a Corolla.
this is my thing. I think the Corolla is going to be longer lasting, more reliable, but the Honda's going to pack a little more technology inside and a little more
punch,
and a little more comfort, a little more punch when it comes to the engine. So I don't know. I can see the Civic being a solid option just as much as the Corolla.
Yeah.
And I think the Civic's a little bigger on the inside too.
Mazda 3, another good one, you know, with the,
Can be.
you know,
Can be.
I think, you know.
Not as reliable as the Corolla and the Civic. I don't
Keep going
think.
down. That's it. So I would say if I were to pick, it would be Corolla, Honda, Mazda 3. Then I would probably go to Kias, Hyundais, and then I would go to Nissans, and then the last one would be Mitsubishi for me on the
I
last.
would probably do Corolla, Kia.
Volkswagen's very last.
Volkswagen very last.
Very last.
100%.
Yeah, Corolla, Kia Civic.
Yeah, Corolla, Kia, Civic, man. Those are probably the best ones. Civic and Corolla are like top notch.
Yeah, because that
choices.
Elantra, I mean, it doesn't look good. Kia looks much more aggressive. You know.
See,
what I, mean? It doesn't look
you know,
good.
it's funny because so Rodolfo just got his new car. He got the new TLX, and I was talking to him. I was like, man, like if you ask me my opinion, and I know he's like, man, I don't like getting the most basic.
Yeah.
Right. If you ask me, I think it's a lot smarter move for if you ask me to say I wanted to get into Subaru, than going with a 2020 premium. I would rather go with you want a water, brother?
Yeah,
I got you. I'd rather go with a 2023 basic than a 2020 premium. Just in the fact of like the sense of where I know I have a brand new car.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that, you know, watching my dad get new cars over the years has kind of made me realize that there's a certain luxury to that.
Yeah, so with the premium, I think they're a gimmick and good at the same time, right? It's like, yes, can you afford a different car in the mid range that is better? Yeah, but then also you don't have all this fancy shit on there. So I don't know, man. I don't know. It's a good option for sure. Doing a little bit lower mid range car versus a top end car. So yeah. All right, go to the next article. We talk cars. I think that was about it for cars. Oh yeah, that one, the Rolls Royce one. Go up.
So
Yeah, click down. That's probably the last article for Rolls Royce. The owner of a $350,000 Rolls Royce was asked by the authorized dealership to pay $2,500 to replace a faulty clock spring. However, the clever owner saved thousands by swapping it with an identical part from BMW, which cost only $160, which makes total fucking sense because these cars are produced by BMW, basically. I mean, they're produced by Rolls Royce, but they use everything that BMW provides for them, right? So everything in the car, as far as mechanical parts, they're all BMW parts, right? So this is the part that they're talking about, which I thought that's funny as shit. You know what I mean?
And
it fits exactly.
Did the Rolls dealership replace it?
I'm
or
guessing.
did he go
You know, because
else?
see, the difference between the part itself is like the flippers. That's the difference. You know what I mean?
What is the clock spring? What is that for?
Go back up. That part right there. The one you put in gear.
This is for the part of the cluster on the steering wheel.
Steering controls.
Got you, for like windshield wipers.
And the only difference is those little
signals.
skinny. And you know, I was the other day. I was talking to someone. I myself, Rolls Royce is a great car. Like it's a status symbol. But when you get inside of it, bro, like to me that reminds me of like you gotta be like 70 years old to drive that car, cause like all that mahogany shit in there, it looks like old people's furniture, man. Like it just doesn't cut it. Like,
see, I feel like as a say I had lottery money right now, I probably wouldn't buy a Rolls Royce. Maybe for my father.
Yeah, I would like. I don't even.
It's a parade car.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It is like a parade car. It's like a just chill kind of cruise car. You shouldn't even be the one driving it.
Correct.
You should be
if
sitting in the back
seat. Four-door Rolls Royce. I don't know what you're doing driving it. First of all,
that's why I don't understand the two-door one.
Yeah, because two-door is just as big as a four-door.
I don't understand that car. You shouldn't be if you have a Rolls Royce, you shouldn't be the one driving it.
At $350,000, you should be in a fucking Lamborghini. Just saying.
If you're gonna be driving it,
yeah,
right.
you should be in a fucking
I love
Lamborghini.
Khaled's Rolls Royce that has like the full drop down
Yeah.
roof where he can like stand up in it and shit and just sits in the back partying.
Yeah.
That's one of the Mansory ones. That shit is nasty.
Yeah, Mansory ones are like $1 million, bro.
Yeah.
Like those are fucking.
And I think they're all like making them.
Look at this fucking car. I mean, it's beautiful from the outside, but the inside, man. Just put the inside. You picture them inside, right there. Go back to the other. Like go back up. Bro. I don't see it. I really don't fucking see it. I don't like the outside and inside do not match. I don't fucking see it.
With $250,000, what do you buy?
That's the SUV. $250,000. What I'm buying? Like a supercar. I'm gonna go probably after probably a Lambo.
Lambo?
I'm not even like I'm gonna get a Lambo. Or I'd get a 911 turbo. At $250,000, I'd get a 911 turbo.
No McLaren.
No. McLarens are known for coming out of the factory with like missing parts. Yeah, they're known for that. Like, I wouldn't get a McLaren. No, 911 turbo or a Lambo. Now, given McLaren is much faster than both of those, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, 911 turbo, the new one, that one right there. Yeah, either one of those. And probably do a better color, like do that blue, that baby blue below. Yeah, I'd do a baby blue like that, or like a orange or yellow, something a little more.
Probably a Ferrari.
Ferrari?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably a Ferrari.
But see, at $250,000, you're not getting a good Ferrari, nor you're getting a good Lambo. You're getting an average, mid-range.
Not necessarily.
But you get the top of the line Porsche 911. You know what I mean?
Like
you get a California. You get a California for $250,000.
No, you can get something a lot better than California.
Yeah?
Yeah. You can get, I think, even, let's see. How much is,
I don't know.
You can get a 458.
But I've been like concentrating on this 911 for many years now. Like, you know, this is my dream car because it's a daily sports car, right? You can daily drive this thing and no issues.
You can get a 458, bro.
Yeah,
Nasty
458 is
Ferrari.
not bad. Mm-hmm. Now those are already like these the two-tone colors. These are the GT3s.
So
like,
this
those
is
are
actually a
$300,000.
new car that came out with the GT2 RS Club
Yeah.
Sport, because the GT2 RS needed an upgrade, which
Yeah, the
it did not,
GT2 RSs or GT3s. I mean, these cars are like within, you know, they're in the 300s and 500s. You know?
I think GT2 RS.
I think that's way too much at this point, you know, because a lot of these cars, like especially the GT2 RSs, don't even have AC in them. So
it's a race car.
yeah, because if I have a car like that, I want ventilated seats. I want nice AC. I want to be comfortable in this. You know what I mean?
Instead, they just take everything out.
Yeah.
That's a race car, man. It's got like 700 horsepower.
Like I don't want to sweat my balls off while I'm driving it in the city. You know
So
what I mean?
that's true though. Like GT2 RSs don't have.
No,
AC?
especially the ones that have the roll cage in them. No, because they're designed just for racing, so they
I didn't
remove
know
all the
that.
extra parts.
I've always liked the look of the car though.
Yeah, it's a
Now-
little aggressive for sure.
Porsche is just beautiful.
Now go do this. Do Porsche GT4. Do that. So, yeah. So click on either one of them. So look at it. This is their like the cheapest one that they produce as far as a sports car. But look at it. Like they're not, and they're probably like around 150. You know, and arguably people say that this is a better car than 911 as far as a race car goes,
It
right?
almost
Like it's
has
more
like a
responsive.
super look to it.
I
No,
like it.
I don't see it.
You don't see it?
Mm-mm.
I like the classic look of the 911 a lot more
Yeah.
though. Nah, I don't see Supra there.
No, I don't see it.
Like on the sides, like right here on the sides.
Nah.
No, I don't see what you're seeing, Miggy.
I see it.
Well, you're an artist with your photography shit, so we don't know what you see.
That's a funny way of telling me that.
That's
It
a
doesn't
funny
look
way of
like
telling. That's what artists do. They see shit that's really good, and then they take a picture of it, and then you're like, "Oh my god, this photo is amazing," but you would never be able to take it because you don't see it. Go to the next article. Enough about cars. Click one of those two articles. Go back up. See, like there's a two articles right there. Okay, so here you go. I thought this is a pretty cool article. It's basically want to reduce fat and build muscle. Nutritionists say you should add these two ingredients to your plate every day. So what are they talking about here?
In addition to sticking to a great workout routine that works for you and your body, one of the most important things to do in order to stay fit and healthy is prioritize a balanced diet.
So adding lean protein, read the second.
So adding protein to your plate every day is one of the best things you can do to achieve the body of your dreams. To discover a few of the best options you should work into your meals on a regular basis, we spoke to Jesse Fetter, a personal trainer and registered dietitian. He told us that fish and legumes,
Legumes, basically like beans and any type of a bean is a legume.
are
You know?
two fantastic choices.
Except stay away from soy. Soy is a legume as well, but
So
stay away from
one,
it.
fish. Fish is one of the healthiest foods out there, offering up a wide array of benefits in addition to the fact that.
But have
healthy
you noticed how
fats-
it's got a bunch of salad underneath?
That's just decoration.
Yeah, you don't even touch
That
this.
right there, that's just
Yeah, I
decoration.
eat that shit.
Keep going down. Legumes.
So
So
we get the
these are the
legumes.
beans and stuff. Like any type of a bean you can imagine. Like, it is what it is. They pack a lot of protein, but they're also carbs. But there's a lot of fiber in there as well, right?
Carry starch as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
but the thing is, they have so much fiber in them that they kind of cancels the starches out a bit. The problem with these is you know how Mexican, when you go to a Mexican restaurant, they'll tell you, I want beans, and they'll ask you, do you want regular beans or you want refried beans, right? So what happens when you take regular beans, because they have so much fiber in it, when it hits your gut, when you hit your intestine, bacteria starts eating it and producing methane gas. That's why a lot of people gas up when they eat the beans, right? Now, refried beans is already, they mash all that out and then recook it. When they recook it, it breaks down those starches. So now when it hits your stomach, you don't have that anymore. But arguably breaking that down actually inhibits the good benefits that it has if you didn't break it down. So, but here's the thing: if you do eat beans consistently, the gassing up part will go away because your gut bacteria will learn.
Yeah, as a beaner myself, I can tell you that doesn't happen to me. Like, I remember hearing that as a kid growing up in high school and middle school. Like, everyone's like, yeah, man, beans like make me go to the bathroom, or coffee and things like this. Like, that doesn't happen to me.
Click on that. So, yeah. Either one. That one or before.
I want to show you something.
Amazon drought. We've never seen anything like this. Apparently, Amazon is in a drought, which Amazon is known for being the rainforest of the world. And they say that something crazy like 10% of the oxygen of the world is produced within an Amazon, which is a pretty big deal for us, right? Like, if there are no trees in Amazon, it's bad. And on top of that, there's the forestry that's destroying those trees as well. And Yanomama tribe, I think, lives in Amazon. And Yanomama tribe was, I think, one of the tribes they went and lived with when Dr. David Buss was doing his dissertation for evolutionary psychology. Yanomama tribe was one of the 36 nations that they went to, right? So what they wanted to do, they wanted to have a control of a tribe that has no internet access, no TV, none of that stuff, right? And when they're doing evolutionary psychology between the genders, right, try to figure out, and what they found that overwhelmingly across the nations, guys are pretty one-way picking girls, and girls are pretty one-way picking guys. It doesn't matter whether they have access. And this whole argument about patriarchy goes out the window, you know what I mean? Because they don't have the connection of that internet, you know what I mean, and things like that. So the rest of the world does, and they still say it's patriarchal society, and these people don't have anything, and they still say it's patriarchal. So the bottom line is that's how the nations are built, right? So
you saw that? It's funny we switched to like men and women dynamic here. You saw that video I sent you. I saw you reacted to it, I think. Of this the guy.
I saw that, but I didn't listen to it.
What do you think about that?
I think it's a very specific dynamic, and I think that exists, but in such a small quantity that it is statistically completely insignificant.
Did you hear what she said at all, though?
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah,
I heard that, but
the female supremacy.
Yeah, so the thing with that is in my opinion, so she would need somebody that's hyper masculine to be with her, like extremely hyper masculine, to be able to be her, so she can be in her feminine.
Yeah, she was really calling him a beta male.
Yeah, or she would need to be with those kind of guys, and she's gonna change them like socks because they're not, in my opinion, they're not gonna fulfill her biological urge of that masculine guy, right? So she gets off on it. You know, she probably has not. Again, this is all speculation here. She's probably been hurt by a male in her life before, so she carries a lot of trauma.
Now let's talk about him. Clearly a masochist, right?
Well, not a masochist. I think he's got trauma from a female. His mother, most likely. His mother, most likely, like he's looking for a mother figure.
Like they asked him, what do you get out of this? And he literally just said humiliation.
Yeah.
Right?
Because it probably reminds him of his mother, how she used to humiliate him when he was a baby.
You think so?
I would really think so. I think they're both fucked up in their own way and they found each other, which could be match made in heaven, right? They're both fucked up and they found each other. So
I don't know. For her calling him a beta male doesn't sound like match made in heaven.
She gets off on that and he gets off on that.
By the way, to give context, basically I sent Jay a video of this woman. She had this guy on a leash. He was wearing like a little pink dress. He was on all fours. She was smoking a cigarette.
And she was walking him like a dog.
She had him on a leash. He was on all fours, walking like a dog, and she was smoking her cigarette and ashing it into his mouth.
And he was like eating this.
Yeah.
Ash, yeah. So
that's disgusting.
Yeah.
He was like full of something. He was all dirty from something.
Yeah, he's probably rolling around in dirt.
I don't understand how people eat these crazy things, like these people that eat nails and metals.
So talking about this, I have a crazy story about it. So I used to work in a restaurant, and this couple would come in, and their daughter had some sort of a disorder, right?
Okay.
And the daughter had to live in this specific home where they took care of him. And they would bring her out, and her favorite dish was the lobster ravioli. Okay. Every time they would come in, they would get a lobster ravioli for this daughter. And daughter would eat all that up. And apparently the part of the disorder was she would eat anything that is edible, such as, so they would lock up even like toothpaste and things like that, because they'll sit there and just suck on toothpaste all day long and eat it. To the point when there's no food, they'll even go after their own feces and eat their own feces.
Fuck.
Yeah. So,
that dude that rubbed shit on his face.
Yeah, well, that dude was, clearly out there. But, like, these are, like, disorders and things like that do happen, right? So,
yeah.
But, again, these are statistically insignificant, so I can't really say that the society is like that,
Vultures peeing on themselves. What?
So, do you guys know that in order to disinfect themselves,
yeah,
vultures urinate on themselves?
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Yeah, well, the urine was for many, many years. Urine was considered as a disinfectant, antibacterial disinfectant. Yeah.
Well, I guess you could say it is sterile.
It's sterile
because nothing lives in it.
Well, unless you have a UTI.
Well, yeah. If you got some infections or something, there's something.
Our piss already smells terrible. Can you imagine what a vulture's piss smells like?
Oh my God. I don't know. Like the thing with vulture's piss. I don't know about this. Why? Because birds usually don't pee. They don't have the organ to pee. Like they poop and pee at the same time. So they shit themselves, I'm guessing.
I don't know. Maybe they know a way to control it because they even have a whole urofibrosis special name for it.
Yeah, I don't know unless vultures are different than all the other birds, but birds usually do not pee. They're kind of like lizards. Lizards do not pee either.
Terrible looking creatures.
They're ugly, man.
Very hated.
What an insult too, right?
So
to be called a vulture.
Yeah, because they're ugly.
Well, not only that, but like they because of their nature.
Yeah, and they eat like dead shit.
Yeah, they prey on things that are dying that are like about to die. So if someone calls you a vulture, you're feeding off other people, kind of thing.
We're making insults pop.
Yeah. So go to the next.
Yeah, they are disgustingly ugly.
No, yeah, click on that. Now, this article was written by who?
Paige Parker.
Paige Parker. The first thing to do if he says he's not in love with you. All right, so let's just start reading this. I read this a little bit. Keep going down. There's a bunch of shit in here. I read this whole thing. So
what do you want to say about it?
So here are the things. Go ahead.
Here's some reasons why he might be. Oh, well, first the name of the article. The first things to do if he says he's not in love with you. Here's some reasons why he might be calling all are selfish. By the way, he wants the option of hooking up with you when he feels like it. No, thank you. Getting intimate with your ex will only confuse you, hurt you, and keep you from healing your heart and moving on to someone who does want a relationship. He misses you. Or topic number 2 here. He misses you and still wants to be able to talk to you. Sorry, pal. Your amazing conversation skills are reserved for the lucky guy you're in a relationship with. Number 3. He wants to date other people but keeps in touch with you in case he realizes that he made a mistake and wants you back. No way. He had his chance with you, and if he wasn't sure, well, too bad. You're nobody's second choice.
Go down. My best advice.
My best advice is to stop focusing on him and what he's thinking, what he wants, what his action means, and begin to put the focus where it belongs. You. You deserve everything you want out of a relationship. You do not have to settle for scraps from a man who's incapable of spending time with you and committing to you exclusively. And if you're willing to do some challenging work to look within yourself to learn the lessons from your breakup, you will heal your heart, have the strength to move on, and build a real relationship with a wonderful man who is completely, utterly in love with you.
I think
So-
this is basically telling you to move on.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I dislike is women giving dog shit advice to other women, right? Now, I do agree with what she wrote, but she doesn't give the other side of the coin, right? She only gives one side of the coin. What's the other side of the coin? We know that 80% of all divorces and breakups are initiated by women, right? They're not initiated by men. So which means it's very, very rare that the man actually decides to
Not
break
very
up.
rare. 1 in 5.
1 in 5. It's pretty rare. You know,
What that also
That's
look
not
at
a
it.
rare statistic, Jay.
You know what also signifies?
Hmm.
That makeup, drugs, and alcohol are working towards the advantage of women because men are able to tolerate them.
Yeah. So my point here is that, you know, if men break up 1 in 5, right, which means they're not initiated by men. Like, there's a question for you to ask. If men are so hesitant to break up, why is he breaking up with you? Is it because you maybe being suffocating him, right? Like, you're constantly calling, texting, being toxic, right? Or it could be that, you know, because an archetype of a guy is usually fit, feminine, signs of fertility, long hair, and things like that. So they've done a study, right? They've taken women to hairdressers, and the women, these hairdressers, if they thought the girl is prettier than them, they suggested to cut woman's hair shorter. And if they thought that they're on the same level, they suggested to cut even shorter the hair, because long hair signifies health, right? Health and beauty, which means because we're talking reprocreation here, right? Yeah. We're talking reprocreation here, right? Like, guys like long hair. The reason why being subconsciously indicates that this girl is healthy to reprocreate with.
I don't know. I like short hair sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes, but majority of the times, I think when it comes to guys, they like longer hair, right?
Yeah, I mean, so I feel like it's gonna sound really like judgy of me to say, but I'll just give my opinion on what I think.
Well, the world
about
is
people,
judgy,
right?
right?
So this is just me saying what I think is attractive. So on certain women, they can kind of pull off the shorter, like shoulder length hair. Certain women can do that. Most women are better off on the general scale sticking to the long hair.
Yeah. I agree with that. So here's the thing. So if the guys do not break up as much, you need to mention these things. So why is he saying I'm no longer in love with you? Because you've broken some things that are important for him. And I think, in my opinion, across the board, fit, feminine, friendly, it's just across the board for all the guys, right? And doesn't give me headache. Fit, feminine doesn't give me headache. And I think number 5 is doesn't embarrass me. And for every guy, that doesn't embarrass me is different. For one, it could be that she talks too much. For the other one, it could be that she says something and that's not true. For the other one, it could be that she not necessarily likes to take care of herself. For the other one is maybe she doesn't like to keep the house clean, right? Like, it's different. And every woman needs to figure out what is that don't embarrass me for that specific guy that they're dating.
And this is also on the off chance the dude's not a narcissist.
Yes. But
if the dude is, and that's a whole different story.
Like, a lot of times girls say, well, what about the guy? Well, here's the quintessential difference, right? If you're allowing the guy to date you, that means this guy already has met all your requirements. So the guy comes in as a prepackaged deal. He doesn't come in because if the guy needs to work on some things, a lot of times women will say next, right? So if the guy comes in, you're already getting what you want. But that doesn't mean that you as a woman have everything that guy is looking for. It could be just your looks. It could be your femininity. It could be the way you talk, the way you move that attracted him to you. Now, the cool part is now you got the sexual attention. Now let's get the relationship attention. And for you to get the relationship attention, you need to understand what your guy needs and wants in his life out of his partner. And I think this is where the dog shit advice comes in, where they're like, be you deserve this. Yes, you do, just like the guys do. But you have to be able to tell, okay, well, this is the guy you're going after. What makes you different than the fucking cohort of all the women that are around? Because they all can cook, clean, fuck just the same as you. So what makes you different? You know what I mean? And I think that's where the dog shit advice goes in. I think we spend enough time on this. We can move on. The best relationship advice we've gotten so far this year. Okay, so read this.
Those silly but frequent fights have a root cause. If you find yourself squabbling with your partner over low-stakes matters such as unwashed dishes or dirty laundry, pick a calm moment and sit down together, said Tal Salim, a couples counselor from Rosedale, California, I would imagine. Then explore what is actually bugging you about the situation. Often it's safer to fight about taking out the garbage than about issues that revolve around, say, feeling powerless or dismissed. Dr. Al Salim said. Her name is so fucking weird. Al Salim.
I don't know if I agree with that last part, just necessarily because what's the whole point in telling them how they more than likely have a bigger root problem because of this argument, and then saying, oh, but you should just try and talk about this bullshit argument than the root problem. No, you should discuss the root problem and figure it out.
And Myrna is correct. She put it in the chat. Most men are clueless about the relationships, and I agree with that because most men are not socially calibrated like women. Because we're like, strong, big, and we're like, if anything, we use strength, right? Like use the hammer instead of the approach. But a lot of times women can't, so they've developed through their life to be a little more socially calibrated. They'll walk in a room and say, well, this is an asshole, this is a bitch, this is a good person, this is not, just by looking at them, right? Most guys cannot say that, right? Like. So I think you're right 100% that most men do not know what the relations are, and that takes time for them to understand women. Like you really need to understand a woman to attract them, right? But that cannot be, because a lot of times, as you saw here, girls give girls dog shit advice, and then a lot of times girls will give guys dog shit advice. Just be yourself. What the fuck does that even mean? Be yourself. No, don't be yourself. Don't be yourself. And my thing is, don't be yourself. Change the things that are bad about you. Keep the things that are good about you, but then change the things that are bad about you, right? So
ask this question if a loved one is upset. Do you want to be helped, heard, or hugged? This simple question, Janice Dunn discovered, works just as well in adult relationships. It shows empathy, respects boundaries, calms swirling emotions, and helps partners take positive action. Finding out whether your loved one wants to be helped, heard, or hugged is really asking, how can I meet your needs? Said Jada Jackson, a licensed mental health counselor in Dallas.
I think that the help you need heard, helped, or hugged. I think hugged is extra. I think what you can ask is like, hey, do you want me to do something about this, or would you like me to listen?
No, I do understand the hug part. I think the hug part is...
You'll see it. You'll see when you need to give a hug.
No,
see it.
I think it doesn't necessarily mean just a hug. I think it's like either do you want me to listen to you and, just listen and help, or do you want my cariño, my appearance, just me being there kind of thing. We don't have to talk. Yeah. That's what the hug part I think kind of means.
And I think a lot of times guys go clueless where girl will talk and the guys will be just like fucking thinking about something else, and they don't really listen. And I think being present and listening will reveal so much shit about the girl that you're dating. Just simply listening to her, she will tell you things that you need to know. You just need to listen. And a lot of times we forget that. We just listen to respond versus listen to listen. I catch myself doing that and all the time, but I like to eliminate it as much as possible. But I do agree, most guys are fucking clueless about relationships. A lot of times, because at times she needs you to be like that strong guy, but a lot of times she needs you to show that you also understand, not necessarily be emotional. Like she needs you to be first she wants to be the rock where her waves crash into, the emotional waves crash into, but sometimes she needs for you to be a little bit more malleable where you can kind of approach the subject. And being malleable, I think, is listening, right? Like actually listening actively. So, all right, good enough in my relationship. We spend too much time on this stuff.
The way to diffuse a fight here, according to this article, is by asking these simple phrases. It consists of 4 prompts. This is what I saw or heard. This is what I made up about it. This is how I felt. This is what would help me feel better. The final statement is vital because you can't complain about not getting what you never asked for, Mr. Real said.
Yeah, well, this is actually... This is
how a lot of storytelling goes.
Yeah.
Right? Where you kind of present the situation, how it affected you, and then on and so forth.
And the reason why Mr. Real says this is important is because it helps you shift from anger to vulnerability, which is also an important part of a relationship.
But I think girls are terrible at like direct communication. They're always indirect communicating, and we guys are terrible at indirect communication. We're always direct communicating, and I think this is where a lot of the mismatch also happens when girls will say something, and when we say something, that's exactly what it is. Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. They don't mean anything else or more. You don't need to read in between the lines. This is what it is.
Do you guys think women are a little bit harder to be? Do you think women are likely to be less vulnerable around men?
No. I think if she likes the guy, she will be at her most vulnerable.
I think if
she
anything,
doesn't like the guy,
she's
then
less
it's different.
vulnerable around some women because of their like competition aspect.
Yeah, and they're communitarian, right? So there's more people around, the less vulnerable they feel,
But
right?
yeah, I think what like you're talking about the communication directly and indirectly. I feel like that has to do with patience.
Yeah, it does.
Because as a man, when like I'm communicating something to you, I like to get it blunt across.
Yeah, one
because
sentence done.
I want you to understand as quick as possible.
And you're
for
not afraid
them-
to say, "Hey, bro, you're fucking up. Don't do this." You'd say that to the girl. It's waterworks.
Exactly. And so they're used to like they're trying to communicate it like little by little,
Mm-hmm.
giving you the hints and trying to get it across.
Yeah, which we
And
usually don't.
they're patient enough to do that, to be nice about it. What did Ozzy say? I'd like to
Next
say.
one is increase your tolerance for talking about sex. Most people rarely talk about sex with their partners, said Vanessa Marine, the sex therapist and co-author of Sex Talks, the 5 conversations that will transform your love life. Whereas she previously told The Times, they discuss it only when there's an issue. But Mrs. Marine believes communication is the foundation of a satisfying sex life. And talking about it is a skill partners can learn.
So I don't know. I think girls a lot of times just want you to get it. They want you to understand what they want, how they want it, and like they just want you to get it. If they have to walk you through it, they're like, well, this guy, like it's crazy. They're like, well, this guy has 0 experience. Is it the right choice? You know what I mean? Because you're just not good at it. And here's I think where the problem happens.
It's
A lot of
fucking learning
times,
process.
us guys, we're fucking ready, right? No matter what time of the day it is, morning, night, we're ready to do our thing, right? But with the girls, it takes some time to get in the mood. Like if she had a long day working, she comes home tired. Best believe the last thing on her mind is to smash. You know what I mean? Like you got to get her out of that mood, whether it's saying a funny joke, whether you're chasing her around the house, like being playful or watching some sort of a funny movie or something like that. You need something to get her back into her emotional, like the vulnerable state. She just worked all day. She had to be in her fucking masculine. She had to fucking tell people what to do, this and that. She had to like fucking hustle there, fight the dragons. Now you just immediately want her to switch to the beautiful female, feminine woman that she is. That you're gonna get laid. No, that doesn't fucking happen.
Yeah,
you gotta get them in that mood. You know,
Like you look at the amount of. It's funny because we were talking about tests this week, right? And I saw their normal test level is anywhere between I think it's 17 to 90. So anything under 100 basically is like normal for a woman versus as a man you have 5 times to 10 times that amount of testosterone.
Yeah, it's like the best way I can
And that's if
describe
a
it.
woman has like high range.
Yeah, anytime I explain this to girls, they usually don't get it because they don't have this. And the best way I can describe to them is like, you've been riding for 3 hours, and for 3 hours you really want to pee. You finally find a gas station. You stop. You get inside, and you say, "Hey, I need the keys to the bathroom." They're like, "Here's the key. Go around." You go around, and you hit the door, and it is locked, and you cannot unlock it. What do? This is exactly what it feels like when your test levels are high and you want to smash. That's exactly what it feels like. I mean, tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you're not.
Yeah, so like that urge, urge of peeing because I can't hold it anymore. That's what it feels like 24/7 for the guys. Like literally, like so there was this thing. So this lady was put on testosterone because her levels were way lower than what they should be, and she accidentally overdosed on it. Right, like she put too much of it, right? And then when she was at work, she was like, I was attracted to my coworkers. Like I just wanted to jump there, but like she literally, I read the article about this, like, and this is not just one time. Like bodybuilder women that do this like professionally, that like inject testosterone to get bigger, their like levels are so high.
Nymphomaniac women maybe have something with their test?
Nah, I don't know. I think nymphomania is such a difficult subject. I don't think they really know exactly what's going on with that per se. I think there's some studies, but it's such a rare thing to happen that I don't think they have the data on it, or it's just one of those things. I think it's just one of those
I like
outliers.
that Miggy's doing the search right now. The answer is no. Okay.
Yeah. Usually when a girl has higher level of tests, she would want to smash a lot. And you can tell this because if she has a little more hair on her body, that it's an indication of higher level of test.
Bro, have you ever seen clips of like a girl and you're like, damn, she's kind of pretty, and then she lifts her hands up and she got the armpit hair? What do you think about that?
It's not necessarily my preference. You know what I mean?
I don't think anybody prefers it.
It's not necessarily my preference, but then again, if that's the lifestyle you want to live, you live that lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like, but I also don't like, how some girls will go to the extent of bleaching their arm hair or shaving the arm hair, or even like shaving all the way as high as like thighs and stuff. I think that's a little extra. Like, unless you have those like burly gorilla hair like I do, then yeah. Like if you have like full chin face hair, let's invest in some laser and like remove all that instead of you shaving it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask that. What do you think about them blasting their coochie with laser?
I mean, it's up to them, right? Like there are guys that like the like guys that like the hair, the guys that like a little bit of hair, they like more hair, and then there's her preferences as well, obviously, which is number one, right? Like how she wants it. I think girls are very particular about their shit. Like they'll get rid of a guy that wears the wrong socks with the wrong shoe, right? So what makes you think they're not like that about their own body? Like they have their own preferences.
Me
So
and
I think
Rodolfo,
it depends.
I've said this before. Shaving pussy don't get eaten like hairy pussy, but still gets eaten.
Well, I mean, you know what I mean. I floss before
like
I brush my teeth.
That almost
So
sounds like,
I think the extra flossing, I mean, it could help, but that's not my favorite. You know what I mean?
it almost sounds like
I said, still gets eaten.
It almost sounds like Thanksgiving leftovers.
I don't know, man. I just
Still
like,
gets eaten.
I don't know how much I would be about like, about that.
Dental
I don't
floss,
know.
man. Dental floss.
Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know that. So yeah, go to the next article. I think we spent enough on relationships
good,
and
man.
girls. Do we have anything else?
I don't think we do. Do we?
Yeah, we do.
Oh,
like
wait.
this right
What is
here.
this?
Click on mine.
So many
I
videos.
thought this is good because this is more of a self-improvement because we usually try to keep it with the subject. So
I like
NVIDIA
NVIDIA.
CEO Jensen dishes out a career tips for the fast-changing AI era, suggesting not wearing a wristwatch, which I thought was pretty cool.
So
Like,
Don't
why?
wear a watch.
Wearing-
Don't
no,
stop
wearing-
learning and do the best work you can. Why don't wear a watch though?
NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang has shared advice for young professionals trying to steer a career path during the fast-changing AI era. In a nutshell, Huang appealed to those forging their careers to dedicate yourself to learning all the time and doing the best possible work you can, and said that he's loved every job he's worked, including cleaning bathrooms. He's also talked about the far from obvious benefits of not having a wristwatch. The advice came during a very good-humored Q&A session of the Chinese American Semiconductor Professional Association.
Hey, my Christmas gift.
An exec from Cadence Design Systems asked Huang what advice he could give young professionals hoping to secure a career in the fast-changing AI era. Ahead of addressing the question, the NVIDIA CEO quipped that Dr. Anirudh Devgan, Cadence CEO, was an excellent CEO becoming more serious. Huang referenced the doctor's computational science and artificial intelligence backgrounds, which will be very important for Cadence going forward. To answer the question about career paths, Huang began by recounting his own career history. He reminded listeners of his early days at Denny's, moving on to AMD, then LSI Logic, before his defining founding of NVIDIA. Throughout his career, Huang asserts he has loved every role. What I mean to say is this.
Go down. I want to see this wristwatch situation. What is this? Go back up. Another
Okay,
point.
right there. Another point raised by Huang, right there.
Another point raised by Huang was that he doesn't wear wristwatches. Now is the most important time. Just dedicate yourself to now, he told Caspa crowd. Living in the present, I'm rarely chasing things I'm focused on now, insisting the billionaire founder. I'm enjoying my job.
I can see where he's getting with this. You ready? I think I see a little bit of this. When you have a watch, or when you have something like your phone next to you, where you can constantly check time or whatever, looking at the bottom of the computer, you kind of are constantly reminded of your future duties that you have for the day, task, whatever it may be, and that can sometimes take away focus from your current thing. Kind of, make that your train of thought have to take a pit stop for a second, and then getting it going again.
Yeah.
So I can see where he comes from with that, where he kind of saying basically try and stay in the moment as much possible and keep your focus there and do good work. And
so they've done the studies about this.
I
If you
understand that.
switch from application to application, it takes you about 20 minutes. Like if you're working on some application and then you switch to another one and you're working
to
in
get
the other,
back into that
takes
focus
20
mode.
minutes to get into that focus mode and groove. So that's 20 minutes is really wasted at about being 10 to 50% efficient, right? And then
Right.
back to being 100% efficient as much as you know. So I can see where, you looking at that. This is one of the reasons I don't wear an iPhone watch. I watch. Why? Because I don't like to deal with the notifications. A lot of people tell me you can turn it off, but the
You
whole
know what I
idea of the
noticed?
iWatch is to have the notifications on there.
So I saw this clip the other day, and ever since I saw it, I don't wear my Apple Watch anymore unless I'm going to sleep or I'm going to work out. Right? 'Cause I like tracking my sleep, and I like doing tracking for my workouts. But besides that, you're always gonna see me wearing one of my normal watches. The reason being is I saw that someone said it is so rude when you're talking to someone and then have to like look down at their watch for like a text
Yeah.
or something. Because usually if it's in your pocket, you'll feel it and you're like, wait a second.
Yeah.
Until the
This
thought,
is instantaneous.
this is instant, and so you think because you think it's right there, you're not like, and it is rude. It is. You're taking attention away from someone that's trying to explain something to you or whatever it may be. And so since I noticed that, I was like, I'm not gonna wear that shit anymore.
So as connected
In a
as we
way,
are,
I understand that, but in a way, it's almost like it's the advancement of things. It's just how technology is and how people work.
yeah,
nowadays.
of course.
Although it may seem rude, it's just a phone. It's right there, and if you had your phone in your hand, you would still look at it.
Yeah, which is also still rude.
I think it's a multi-pronged issue. It's rude. It's this. It's that. For me, you know, it is the like. Let's say we're so
I
connected.
don't like
On
the
average,
distraction. Also,
yeah. Let's say on average you get 5 messages an hour, right? That's 5 times you going like this, and then it's like, okay, what was I doing? Cause you know what I mean. So I don't know. We did okay without the iWatch for many, many years. We didn't need to count our calories or our steps, and we did just fine. And now suddenly you put this on because you're counting calories and this. I think it's just another toy for people to play with and keep their attention and get their dopamine spike. I think that's what it is. And I don't.
I think it can be a really helpful tool.
Yeah,
I do think it can be a really helpful
if you
tool.
use it properly. But just like anything, you know, juice is good for you. You overdo on juice, now you're accumulating extra sugar, right? Which is not good for you. So everything with moderation, I think, is good.
You definitely won't see me wearing the Apple Watch now.
Yeah. Where are we at so far, Miggy?
I think we're about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
All right, cool guys. Well, thanks again for being on there. Please like, subscribe, Vitality in a chat. Let me see if there are more chats in there. Thanks, Mirna, for stopping by. It's always a pleasure to talk to you.
Thank you,
Ozzy,
everyone who came in.
Luma,
Ozzy, thank you for my
Emily,
gift. I
Art.
got that this morning. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. All right. Besides that, guys, y'all have a good night. See you on Thursday.